The eSync, we mainly work on the database sync. So, we change a lot of stuff up, change a lot of things in 8.5. The one important things that I want to highlight is memory and transaction patching. So before, if you make some changes, you have to go through one patching plus one transaction. Now you can control it. You can configure the memory usage. Hey, I have 4 gig of RAM, but I still want sync to use 125 megabytes. So your site can use the rest of the memory. And you can even say how many transactions you want to apply. Instead of one big transaction, now you can specify every 125 meg of data, you commit the transactions. So that helps you to improve the performance, and it increases the scalability. We think that we right now, my team is working both database sync, file sync, and load balancing. In database sync, in addition to that, we also split now sync tables into multiple scopes. So instead of syncing all the tables into one big sync, now you can come and configure. So scope 1 goes to this many same table, scope 2. In the third thing that we added here is the custom sync. So now customers use the custom tables all the time. It's a pretty complicated configuring 3 to 8.5. They have to make multiple changes, something goes wrong, they have to refer the log and stuff like that. With 8.5, using the UI, they can configure which table they want to sync. And one side, we will take care of those tables to sync to other side. Okay. So that's a pretty easy functionality that customer will like that one. And then the other functionality with the custom sync is that they can run as a separate transaction, separate sync. So they are not making changes all the time. So they might change once in a while, not like a CMS core system. And they can create their custom table to be a separate sync process. So they can run it, they can schedule it whenever they want. And the second big module that we focus is the file sync. The file sync, the things that we implement 8.5 is the preview functionality. Most of the customers, they have no idea where the delete goes and stuff like that. With 8.5, they're seeing it right there. What change is going to happen? So it avoids what in the hidden things, that what is going to be deleted, what is going to be updated, what is going to be modified. You click on the preview, you see the list of changes going to happen on the other side. What you see is going to happen when you click on the sync. So that helps you to visualize, okay, this thing is going to delete this file, something might have happened wrong there, somebody might have deleted some directory or something like that. Okay, that helps to understand what change is going to go in the file sync. We had a database level preview, but it's there for a long time, but in addition we added this. And third biggest thing that we worked and we're still working on, it will be in the 8.5, is the memory management in the load balancing servers. When you make a lot of changes, files goes through the wire, after some time we start dying the memory on both sides. We don't know where the things is going on. So we're working on how to control that memories. Okay. So where the CPU spike goes, how the memory goes, then the system become non-scalable. So we're working on how to identify that memory is used, sending server or the receiving server, how to control them. And we're adding a lot of validation, like before you click on the sync, you have multiple load balance server. We want to make sure that the load balancer server is really exist or not, before even trying to talk to that endpoint. The server does not exist. We want to remove from the stack and mark that as a poison server. When the server comes up, it automatically goes back to the system and updates that, okay, I'm live. When next time you sync happens, it knows that server endpoint is available and it will start syncing to that server. So those are the 3 core features that we introduced in Sync 8.5. In addition to that, we made overall performance improvements, like parameterized SQL, like making the one language, like a C#. So we get a BB and then we go to the C#. The reason is that we all like one language. And the other reason is that we want to have we should be able to deploy in a web application model. So pre-compiled web application models. So for that reason, we converge towards the one language. So right now our language is C#. The parameterized SQL is going to improve a lot of things. The SQL Server point of view. SQL Server needs a lot of memory. We all know that it's hungry on memory. Even you put 100 gig of RAM, it's not enough. It's going to fill up. with the dynamic SQL in the past releases, it might spike the memory. All the memory used for storing the plants, not the data. With the parameterized SQL, all your RAM used for the data caching, not for the plant caching. So that's the huge improvement that we made. And we are working on a lot of performance issue, writing performance and reading performance. I mean, there's a lot of things that we're working on right now, and we worked on right now on 8.5 in terms of how we write, how we read the data stuff.